Hello everyone, and welcome to day 12 of Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot. And today we are sharing the Oracle decks that we envisage working with in 2017. Well, I did go on a bit of a used, or should I say pre-loved Oracle deck frenzy in 2016 because they were, I don't know, $5, $8, $10 a pop, which is fantastic. My favorite used bookstore never ceases to amaze me. So I'm going to share, perhaps quickly in this video, the decks that I plan on getting to know without going into too much detail. And as time goes on, I'll do a spread with each, a bit of a walkthrough and a spread with each deck rather than this going on and on and on. So first of all, I'll just show you here. This is one little section of my Oracle decks. And you can see on camera right here, I've got Brian Froud's Fairy Oracle. Well, I've had that for quite some time. I paid $10 for it, and I will continue to use that during 2017 because it's so damn good. And a deck that I purchased maybe around August last year is Lucy Cavendish's Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle. An oracle I would not have normally purchased, not because I don't like it, because I have this one. But again, it was $10 and I love it. I'm so pleased I purchased that deck. So I want to use it more, but I really do love the guidebook, and of course the artwork is gorgeous. You know, I'm in love with the Moon Oracle. Astrology reading cards I was gifted some years ago by a client. It still remains a beauty to me. However, I just purchased, I wonder if I can pull that out quickly. This little deck here. It's called the Enchanted Astrologer by Monty Faber and Amy Zerner. And they have been around for quite some time, and I know they've released a number of books, and they used to do classes over the years. You can see that there's the little South Node card. It's about the same height as, say, a Morgan Greer in a tin, but about a centimetre wider. So I did an unboxing, and I haven't uploaded it yet, but I will. But I like these cards because if you wish to do, say, a house, a planet, and a sign spread, so you've got 3 cards, they're not too large. Whereas something like astrology reading cards, it is a beautiful deck, but the cards are quite large. So it takes up quite a bit of space on your reading table. I do reads face-to-face, so for those of you that don't, you may not mind. But I thought this was fantastic. It's new, but I purchased it for less than $10. So that's definitely high on my list of priorities. If you are an astrologer, you can just pick this deck up and use it. Not a problem. But it comes with a decent book. So for those of you that are not familiar, you can learn a lot. You certainly will be able to use this. Whereas these Karma cards here, they are by Monty Faber, but they are far more complex as far as I'm concerned, and I think it's highly advantageous if you do understand astrology. But it doesn't mean that you can't learn from the book, but they have like an upright and a reversed position, and like a key phrase from a spiritual, a mental and a physical perspective. So it can get a little complex if you're not familiar with astrology as to, if you want to say, string those phrases together. I think it could be a bit disjointed for some people. So I think if you're familiar with astrology, you can go to that. But this is just a gorgeous little deck that, anybody can use. And so I look forward to using them with clients. Another one I'm really looking forward to getting to know is this little deck here. You can see I paid $10 for it. It's called the Visual I Ching, and they are actually cards. Actually, let me pause for a sec. Okay, it has these 8 cards. It comes with a cloth, and you lay these 8 cards in a circle by the looks of things. And then there are a whole pile of these dear little cards. Oh my goodness. They are so damn cute. And I thought that's just so different. So I couldn't resist. I had to purchase them. But I don't have any idea how to use them yet. I need to read the book. It comes with a little hardcover book. And what do we have here? About 109, say 111 pages. Good number, 111. So there you have it. That's the I Ching deck, the visual I Ching, in fact. So that's definitely high on my list of priorities. I have a couple of rune decks that I love, but I purchased for $5 this lovely bag of runes at a car boot sale, and they're just plastic. They're not wooden, you know, but for $5, what can you say? And I found, again, in my secondhand bookstore, a book on runes for $1, and it actually does reversals, and if you draw them, it's reversals, up, down, reversals, and there's another thing. I can't think now. Hang on. Here's the book, Using the Runes by D. Jason Cooper. And here we have, yeah, face up, upright, face up reversed, face down upright, and face down reversed. So that's a great little book. But this will be a great place to start. So I'm including that on my Oracle adventure for this year. This little one here is interesting too. This was a $5, the Lover's I Ching, where you do actually toss the coins. The book's quite thick. You can see the spine there, and it all pertains to relationship questions. So I thought that was fabulous. I've never seen that before. Next. Another bargain I purchased and I have not had time to look into at all is the Wisdom of the Maya Oracle. You can see here it's by Dr. Ronald L. Bonowitz, and it comes with a hardcover book. I think there's about 140 pages or so. Yeah, 143 pages. There's a decent amount of information about him, about, you know, how the deck came about, but also the Maya, a brief history. It's so interesting. I did get to flick through this when I first bought it, creating the Oracle, and he goes on to say that the Maya divination was built entirely around numbers. So straight away my ears pricked, and I thought, I want more. I look forward to learning about this deck, and I do think it's quite in-depth once you actually learn how to use this deck properly. So you can do a one-card draw, but you can also, you know, delve far deeper, because even though the cards look very much the same, I'll show you just a few. You can see here, because obviously they are designed to replicate, if you like, the ancient carvings of that period of time of the people, and it's actually divided into 5 different suits. There's old god cards, there are astronomical cards, sacred animal cards, sacred form cards, and then what's called day number cards. So obviously this is, you know, the stone carvings, but once you delve into the deck, there's far deeper meaning than first appears to the eye. So I'm really looking forward to using this deck. There's the backing. So that's the Maya, the Wisdom of the Maya deck. Another pre-loved deck that I did purchase last year is this one here. It's called the Toltec Oracle by Victor Sanchez. The book is massive. Look at this. Pages and pages of information. As an example, there's one card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, just over 10. So say 10 pages, including the picture. Sorry about this focus. It's just so bad. So there's lots and lots of information here, as you can see. Again, I've not had time to delve into the book at all, but I imagine there's quite a bit of history about this. There's a very decent introduction, and I'll just show you a few of the cards. There are 2 different types of cards, because you can see here there's a red backing and a gold. And again, I'm sorry I can't tell you what the difference is at this time. But I love the fact that Oracle can take you into different cultures, different time periods. It's not just, like with tarot, you can end up with a lot of, say, Rider-Waite-Smith clones, or even just, you know, loosely based on Rider-Waite-Smith, but it's still Rider-Waite-Smith, whereas every oracle, you know, this is very different to a fairy oracle or an animal oracle, and that's what I love. And especially if it has something to do with ancient cultures, I am very interested. So very Aztec-y, obviously, and I look forward to learning those cards this year. Another deck I'm looking forward to learning is called the Oracle of the Bones. You can see I purchased this for $8. It's by Claire O'Neill. You can see here it comes with a cloth and, thank goodness, plastic bones. That's fine for me, thank you, being an animal lover. But honestly, I was torn about this deck because I thought, oh, casting animal bones, it just wasn't very appealing to me. And I picked this deck up so many different times and, well, deck, it's bones. But I was actually quite fascinated by the whole concept. You know, it originates in certain areas of Africa. In fact, there is a map in the beginning somewhere. There you can see places like Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and so on. And I like, again, decks or, you know, oracles like this where you get some history, and it does talk about bone casting and how, you know, it is a form of divination, and the bone casters were very well respected. And for that, I purchased this little set. And of course, you know, I'm learning something more about divination. So you can see here that there's a cloth that comes with it, and it's divided into 3 sections. So there's animal, there's earth, I think that's called, and plant. So it all depends on what area the bones land when you cast them. Also whether they are crossing over or touching each other. Also what direction the bones are actually pointing. And there is a number system that goes with it also. And so earth has 3 points, plants have 2 points, and animals have 1. So you also add up the points, and then you go further down into the book. And it might be, as an example, 1, 1, 2, 2. And I've done a couple of draws like that, and I'll tell you what, it's not a draw. I did cast the bones, and yeah, I read up on here, and straight away it was pretty well spot on. So I'm so intrigued by this, and yeah, I'll let you know. So see there, it's just telling you about the different type of bones and what the meaning is behind it. So I'll let you know how I go. I'll do a video on each as time goes on when I actually know what I'm doing. So I think out of my bargains, oh no, hang on a second, there's another. I actually purchased a book. Here it is here, The Eye of Horus. This was $7, An Oracle of Ancient Egypt. I'm going through a bit of an Egypt phase at the moment, and I was looking for a tarot deck, but I didn't just want a Rider-Waite clone. You know, it's Egyptian, beautiful Egyptian images, but it's still Rider-Waite. I was hoping for something a little more out there. So I've got a deck in mind that I'm looking at. But anyway, in the meantime, this is by David Lawson, and it has upright, reversed, attributes, meditation, and positive affirmations per card. And you can see here, there's one of the intros, but this was just a book in a secondhand store. So I just photocopied this section here and made my own cards. They are basic, but they do the job. Now, I'm sure that this came with the little tablets, but of course the tablets were nowhere to be found. So I thought for $7, it's worth making cards. And here they are. I found this little Hessian bag, and honestly, they do the trick. So I didn't go fancy at all. It's just high quality paper with contact paper over front and back. I didn't even do anything on the back. The contact paper actually has a pattern on it. It's like plants, leaves, which you may not be able to, whoops, pick up in this light. You can just see slightly there, but anyway. that's fine. And it works a treat. I really like it, but I need to work with it more than I have. And you know I love this deck here, the Ancient Egyptian Oracle. I've done a walkthrough and a spread, so I won't even go into it, but I still love this deck. It's very in-depth. You know, it does ask of you a 13-card spread, and I found it truly fascinating. But if you watch Christine and Celeste, she also purchased this deck and uses it just intuitively, and it worked very well for her also. So that one fascinates me, and I will be honest, I have two other Egyptian oracles in mind. One is Australian and another is a mass-produced. It's the Anubis Oracle. And oh, I think I might end up getting both. We'll see, we'll see. So I'm just deciding, you know, what to grab first. But that's definitely, yeah, definitely on the cards. So, definitely on the cards. Aren't I hilarious? All that aside, I'm sorry, I'm kind of speaking at 100 miles an hour because I wanted to share with you those oracle decks, but I don't want this video to be too long. So before I go, I was just going to say, other than that, they're the used oracles that I, feel inspired to work with. But aside from that, when it comes to new oracles, my journey will definitely continue with the Animal Spirit. I adore this deck. It will definitely continue with, whoops, wrong box. It will definitely continue with the Awakened Soul Oracle. I love that deck. I still feel very, very connected to Sacred Rebels. So, you know, there are some I call them, you know, modern decks like Madame Endora's. I still feel really connected to that. I still love Vibrational Energy. I do feel, my God, I really am going crazy with Oracle decks. But before I go, there is one more that I love, love, love. I keep in this dear little container. And that is the one and only Magician's deck. This deck is amazing, and I actually forgot I had it for a little while. How can that be? But I did, because there were so many other decks to play with. So this is high on my list of priorities for 2017. So I think that's all. Oh, one more. Sorry. I just have to open my writer's table. This is another. You know this because everyone has spoken about this beautiful deck. The messenger cards, of course. They are still stunningly beautiful. I have never once tired of them or felt like I didn't connect or felt like that, you know, the message that the cards are telling me doesn't pertain to my question or the reading. I think these will be a lifelong companion for me. They are just so beautiful. Very, very happy I purchased these. So, yeah, they remain, I should say, on high rotation. So I think that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to watching your videos and sharing with you again very soon. Bye for now.